Alright, Logie Bay gamers are back. You don't have to be rare to be good. Some of the best cards I ever made aren't even rares at all, they're commons. Like this one. And a lot of commons can get banned. Look out. Commons can be real good. They can be the best tool for the job. Sometimes they're uncommons. I guess that previous one, was it ever released as an uncommon? Here's another common. I wasn't even really thinking about commons before I started. But these all wound up mostly being them, because if you want your card to be efficient, sometimes commons all it gotta be. So we're just gonna be talking about efficient, easygoing cards here today on the show. And we're gonna start that off with the Mentoring Piker. What does an efficient card entail anyway? Make sure it's looking good. It's basically like, don't cost too much mana. The thing it's doing is not too swingy. It just does something that's useful, helps you win games, but isn't too crazy. It's not gonna do the job on its own. That's what we're kind of looking at today. Stuff you might want to throw in your deck. It's never going to be the star of the show. It's always going to do something. So we got the Mentoring Piker here. I guess you have to put a guy as a human soldier. I don't know, he doesn't have to be a human at all. But he's human soldier just to fill in the blanks. You gotta have something on there. It's going to be a 1/2 first strike for 2. Yikes. But when it enters the battlefield, it makes it 1/1 human. So when Mentoring Piker enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 human. I guess it's white human creature token. Awesome. So it's just a guy who comes out and gives you a guy. Sometimes that's what you want though. It's only 2 mana. Nice. Watch your step. Farce, said that one. I didn't mean it like it was a joke. I forgot that was a word while I wrote it. Anyway, Mentoring Piker. Here we go. Going down the road, obviously. We got our man with the big old pike. Yahoo! Going on into the distance. And this smaller dumbass piker who's trying to learn and is very thankful of being mentored by this 1/2. Learn how to be big and strong one day as they walk along the country road. And I guess there has to be like horizon, something like that. Is that what the horizon looks like? I don't know. Country road, that means grass. Probably a flower or 2. Can't beat it. I guess the country road goes on. Take me home. Yeah, let's see a flower. What's a flower? That's a flower. Look at it. Look at that. Oh man, look at this go. Flower, 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 boom. We got some bee type action. Whatever. It's an idyllic place. They're going to battle, but for now, they got a good life. Mentoring Piker. I might have insulted the journeyman. I didn't mean to. This isn't even a master piker. This is just merely a mentoring piker. All the lines, the bricks, they get smaller the further you go away. That's how that works. But you can't even really tell what's the road anymore. So good job on me. Yahoo! That's it. That's a messy picture. That's pretty horrible. Some mountains in the distance, man. Could be something they're going toward. Maybe like tiny things in livestock Gotta have livestock around. Why else is there a road through a field? Livestock. Wonderful. So that's the mentoring piker. Moving right along. I always wanted there to be a creature like that, but I never. If there is one already, let us know in the comments or something. This is the Mukbang Infection. So now we're gonna be making an aura. But this one is just for a single black mana. I don't even think I pointed out the mana class of the last one. It was 1 and white, but I drew it in, but I don't think I said it aloud. This one is just black. 1 skull is all you need. We're going efficient here. Gonna have some. That's a horrible box, but anyway. Enchantment aura. I don't know how they word auras. You have to write enchant creature in the box. Or does enchantment aura imply an enchanted creature? I don't know. I'll just not write it in. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2. Isn't this just like Momentous Fall or whatever? Or is that what that one is? I don't know. There's some different -2 cards. Well, it's not exactly the same, because this one, in addition to the creature gets -2/-2, this, when the Mukbang Infection enters the graveyard, you get to draw a card. So, oh my god, I wrote it out. When Mukbang Infection enters a graveyard from the battlefield, I don't know, is that die? Do auras die? I don't know. I thought only creatures die. Does it die? I don't know. All this right dies. Whatever. If that's not what it is, they'll fix it. They'll fix it in the post. When the Mukbang Infection dies, draw a card. And stinking piles of pain. Laurel Farmer. So the Mukbang Infection is basically you can kill something, or if you just weaken it, if it dies later in combat, you'll get the card. Make sure you get the card. I guess you could make it if it leaves the battlefield, get the card, but we didn't want to mess around with maybe creating some sort of extreme pain sort of loop for everyone to deal with, so we're going to ignore that. Mukbang Infection obviously came out of this box. It got shipped from Phyrexia, and now it's flying out of there. I can only draw things in one perspective, by the way. And there are many people who's kind of dying, and also some of them are puking, because that's a really bad infection, and the streets are just full of people dying and puking, more or less, and it's pretty sad. But it's only 1 box worth. You just get 1 card. It's not really a big deal, but there is a lot of Mukbang going around right now. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I would draw a brick floor, but I just didn't. So there you go. This Mukbang Infection. Ouch. You gotta watch out. That's a bad one. And so we're gonna make a red card now. Burn sword card. Singeflation. Look at that eye. That die is not even. I don't know if I've ever made an eye like that before, but now I have. We got 1 and a red. Now let me see the fire. I did the fire good 1 time. Let's do it. Let's see. That's not very good, but you get the picture. 1 and a red. Singeflation. What do you think it's gonna do? This one is gonna give you treasures and do burn. Whoa, it's an instant, of course. It'd have to be a pretty good sorcery to make the list on here. I suppose there would be a good few though. But I have sorcery in my list now that I think of it. Anyway, it's an instant. 3 damage to any target. The old lightning bolt special. And you know, you gotta mix it up. Make you have some choices. Make the card like lead to some gameplay that might matter. So it doesn't always give you a treasure. It's just if a creature dealt damage by this dies this turn, you'll get a treasure. So if they even die in combat, you'll get it or whatever. You know, they're tagged with the you're gonna get a treasure if they die. If a creature dealt damage this way dies this turn, create a treasure. I can't write it out and speak at the same time. Creature dealt damage this way dies this turn. Create a treasure token. Awesome. I did not even consider what this might look like. I'm gonna shoot fire from this side for sure. I don't know how to make something that looks like fire and not like water. I don't think I'm gonna achieve that today either. But there it is. You got the big flames flying out of down there, and they're like catching something on fire. I guess some sort of dude. I guess I'll make like a turtle. This turtle's getting really messed up. Doesn't have hexproof anymore. Says the turtle, I'm burning to death. And from this death of this turtle, which is unfortunate, but not for the red mage, there's this money flying out everywhere. Money, money, money. This turtle is just turning into money. It's the alchemist reward. We're rich today. Everyone's making a fortune singeing turtles to death. Can I draw money coming out this way too? I don't know if I can pull it off. I guess it has to get bigger as it gets closer to you. They love like magic cards with extreme perspective. They're like, over there's this thing, but really close to the frame, there's the biggest piece of money you've ever seen. Wow. Here it is. Believe it or not, all these coins are the same size. So. And they're not on the ground, they're flying. I don't know, whatever. Is this guy, how's this guy existing though? I guess he's flying into the air because of getting hit by this giant spell. Poor turtle. Alright, Singeflation. So, you know, this one's probably uncommon. Look out. Incinerate was never very good, but this one, kind of useful. No lightning bolt, but what is, man? We got a land now next, though. Bountiful Homestead. There we go. That is a land for no mana to put out because it's a land. Amazing. It's merely a land, no subtypes. And this one is, it's a letdown because the Bountiful Homestead enters the battlefield tapped. And you're like, I thought you said you were going to make good cards that were efficient. And then, yeah, well, so this is what happens. When the Bountiful Homestead enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 and draw a card. Alright, things are looking better. And then if you don't, I guess if you don't pay 1 or whatever, because if I just say if you don't, it might be an ambiguous sentence, huh? If you don't pay 1, then untap the Bountiful Homestead, and then it just merely has a tap ability where you add a colorless. And like a real deal colorless. That's how the symbol is, something like this. I don't even consult it. But yeah, so I don't know if I got this wording right. Basically, it comes out tapped, and then you pay 1 and you get to draw a card. But if you don't pay the 1, then the thing comes out untapped. But basically, if it came out untapped to begin with, then you could use its own mana to pay the 1 or whatever, and we don't want that. So it just enters tapped, but it's easy. It basically comes out untapped if you don't want to draw the thing. Yeah. So what's a Bountiful Homestead actually look like? We're definitely going to be dealing with some rows here. Let's see it. We got all kinds of stuff on this farm. They got the peas, the corn, the carrots. They got it all. They got made up Vidalcan vegetables, man. Everything under the sun. And the sun is necessary because it is essential for the crops to grow. Well, this was supposed to be a building. I kind of screwed up the building. It's an awful building. Just like actually, like, even for this particular broadcast and the quality of artworks produced here, that is a bad building. Alright. Get that doorknob on there, man. My pen is like dying. It doesn't even want to draw the building because it's so bad. Let's see. Okay. Wow. There's your garbage house. And I have ruined the pen. And here's your trail over to the garden. And then, of course, over here we got like apple trees and stuff. Like, it's a Bountiful Homestead, man. It's not lying. They got everything. There's even like probably water flowing like somewhere on the property, but I actually can't fit that in the picture without it looking too busy at this point. So just have to imagine there's water flowing on this property somewhere. And again, like livestock in the distance, maybe even the mentoring piker from earlier was on the way to the Bountiful Homestead, which would be on the end of the idyllic road. You don't even get to see the sky. This is from the air, like you're a bird flying over. You're like, cool, like what a nice homestead. I'm gonna land down there and maybe eat some bugs. And like, yeah, go for it. There's lots of bugs around. Plenty of bugs to be had at the Bountiful Homestead. There you go. And that's all we're making for today. Because, man, I've had a few long episodes lately. I feel like long is not that good. If you like them long, let us know. If you like them short, let us know that too. So we got mentoring piker. This is a white guy. For 1 and a white, you got 1/2 human soldier with first strike. And when he enters the battlefield, you make a 1/1 white human creature token. So that's nice. It's sometimes you get 2 creatures for 1. Could be good if you're pumping your team. If you're flashing a minute out of play. You know how it is. If you got sacrifices you want to do, could be a good time. You got Mukbang Infection. This is like, auras don't get a lot of love. So you want an aura that does something decent. You can give creature -2/-2. And when this aura dies, you draw a card. I don't think auras die, but that's what you wrote in. When the Mukbang Infection goes to a graveyard, you're going to draw a card from the battlefield. I guess, like, yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. How does it say then? Like, does an aura die? No, I don't know. Sometimes my mind goes, like, completely leaves while I'm doing this, and I can't remember, like, what any magic cards say on them anymore. So let us know about that one. And we got Singeflation here. A nice burn spell. A turtle getting burned and turned into a lot of coins. Actually, I could add another coin there. Yeah, so that's an instant for 1 and a red. Does 3 damage to any target. And if a creature dealt damage this way dies this turn, create a treasure token. Should probably say like creature or planeswalker, huh? But anyway, just creature. Maybe it would be too good if it was a planeswalker as well. Too much juice. But I think it could easily say planeswalker just to give you a little added benefit of a good time. Man, you know what? I never did check my focus throughout this thing. I hope that it stayed in focus. For the love of everything. Like, yeah, it's pretty good. So we got the Bountiful Homestead, which is a land that enters the battlefield tapped. And when it enters, you may pay 1 of any type of mana and draw a card. But if you don't pay the 1, you'll untap the Bountiful Homestead and not draw the card. And it just taps for a colorless.
or like the actual colorless, where you can use it to pay the colorless symbol on stuff or whatever, where it used to say 1 in a circle. That's what it would add. Use out here, efficient stuff. That's all we got today. We'll be back again for more. Let us know if we screwed up the rules and spelled a lot of words wrong, and what kind of card would you make. That's it.